Hey now, it's Dominic from the Primetime Treasure eBay store and YouTube channel. I want to welcome in the many new subscribers that have come over in the past few days. I want to welcome back the old subscribers that continue to come back and comment and watch these videos. I really appreciate all of you. Thanks a lot for coming by. You know, recently I have done a lot of haul videos because it's springtime, so garage sale season is kicked into full gear, or it's starting to kick into full gear. There's more estate sales, there's more rummage sales, there's more moving sales. There's just a lot of stuff that's going on. The flea market's open back up, so there's going to be a lot of opportunity for me to just keep presenting haul videos, be on the lookout items, tips and tricks along the way during all of those videos. But I want to make sure that I sometimes just do some videos that are non-haul videos that are just focused on tips and tricks and little guides and things like that for you, because I don't want the haul videos to just get monotonous. And when I started the channel, it was during the winter time, and obviously there wasn't as much to do regarding sourcing, and there were some opportunities here and there, so I was more focused on the tip side aspect. So I still want to work some of those in, and what I'm going to focus on with you today is how to get new with tag clothing items smelling new and fresh when they arrive to the buyer. And that's what you want. You want your clothing items, whether they're used clothes or new clothes, to smell new and fresh when your buyer receives it. Because if they don't, there's a much higher likelihood that a return is going to be initiated and you're going to lose money, or you are going to receive a neutral feedback and a negative feedback, or a negative feedback. So you don't want either of those things. Now, it's eBay's policy that you do wash used clothes that you're selling, and I wash all of the clothes that I sell before I put them up. So anything like, a pair of, sleeper pants for Batman, Batgirl, washed, dried, smells nice and clean. Used pajamas, smell those, really nice and fresh. Too bad you can't smell it through the through the video screen there. Trust me, they smell really good. And also, all my shirts that I sell, like my Harley shirts, all those, put them through the wash and make them smell nice and fresh. So another reason to do that is also not just for the buyer, but it's also for your own safety, because when you're purchasing things through an estate sale, or something that's been sitting in a closet for a long time, or a basement, or it's a garage sale, you don't know what the storage conditions exactly were like, and it's possible that the item could have bed bugs on it, or fleas, or it could have lice on it, or something like that. So when you get it, immediately take it, put it into the wash, and then get it into the dryer. Same thing, by the way, with if you buy plush items, like plush stuffed animals. Take them, don't wash them, but just take them and immediately throw them into the dryer with a dryer sheet. Put that heat on high, and that'll kill any bugs that might have been in there. So that's just another tip for you along the way. What about when you have an item that is new with tags? And if you're not into clothes at all, when I say new with tags, I'm not referring to this tag right here on the back, or label really. I'm talking about this type of tag. So this is a Levi's t-shirt that I have up for sale at the Primetime Treasure eBay store right now. It has the tag on it right there. And the issue is sometimes is that, yes, it's new, but in that it's never been worn before, still has the tag on it, that type of thing. But that doesn't always mean it's going to smell new. So you could wind up smelling this and realize when you brought it home, it doesn't quite smell fresh. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to smell terrible, but maybe it just has a little slight off-putting odor to it. Maybe it was stored in a musty basement or something like that. It could wind up having more of a moderately foul odor, or it could have a pretty bad odor that maybe you didn't realize until you get it home. So what do you do in that situation? Because the problem is, if you throw an item like this into the wash, you're going to have two bad things likely happen. One, you're going to damage the tag in some way. Now, that's not a guarantee. It is possible that you could put it through there and it will still stay on and not get damaged, but it is a risk. And oftentimes, this would be something that would rip off during that process, either when it was washed or when it was dried. The other problem is, depending on the quality of the ink, like you can see here with the Levi's, we've got red ink on there, that could run off during the washing and drying process, and now you get red ink all over your shirt and all over other clothes. So that's something I would highly suggest avoiding. Don't do that. The other problem is, you can see here, this is NWT tag, so it looks nice and clean, and it looks, the colors are nice and bright on it. Well, it's not like a lot of colors, but the color that is on it is nice and bright. Once you put it through that wash for the first time, it's going to fade a bit. So now you have a person who ordered something new with tags and they get it and it's a little faded, it's going to shrink. That's the other issue. So I would suggest avoiding that. What other people are going to do is, I'd say what a more common solution to this is, it's not the one that I would suggest, but just to tell you what some people are going to do, is they're going to lay this item out and they're going to grab a bottle of Febreze and they're just going to spray the heck at it. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger in one of those old 80s movies. They're just going to just nail it with Febreze, front and back. Problem with that are two things. One, it's going to cause, in some instances, some spotting and some staining onto the shirt, and you don't want someone to receive their new with tags item with some spotting on it. They'll notice that, and again, you're going to have a problem. The other issue with it is that while these smells are not bad smells, or something like Renews It, which is like an odor neutralizer, it's not exactly the same smell that would come out of a dryer if you threw a dryer sheet in there. So I would avoid that option. I mean, what some people might do is they might take a paper towel and they would spray the paper towel with something like Febreze, and then they would pat the product down that way. However, you're still spraying a liquid onto here and you're transferring the liquid onto the clothing item, and you still have the same issue where you could still get some spotting. Not as bad as if you just directly hit it. And again, you're still going to have that issue with the scent not being exactly quite the one that you might expect coming out of the dryer. The only way to get that dryer smelling scent is with a dryer sheet. So I would recommend that you pick up a big box of dryer sheets. Get the one that's through your local grocery store. Get a scent that's not overpowering. Get something that's more of a light scent like this. This is called Spring Fresh. Get the 160 count or more than the 80, so you get a better deal on your pricing per unit. In addition to that, remember that this is tax deductible as a supply if you have an LLC business set up. So just save your receipt, get a separate receipt from your other grocery items. Keep that, save that somewhere in a supplies envelope. Make sure you document in your accounting, and this is something that's tax deductible. But anyway, what I would initially suggest doing is that you would just take the dryer sheet out and you just kind of run over it by just patting it down like this. Just do a basic pat down on the front, just all over it like that. Make sure you just cover all the areas. Then you just flip it over and you're going to do the same thing on the back, and you're just going to lightly pat it down. You get the point. I'm not going to do the whole entire thing, but you just do it like that. It doesn't take long. Now, if the scent that was on it wasn't really that bad, maybe it didn't even have a scent on it, you just like a bad scent, you just want to make sure it smells a little extra fresh, that should be a sufficient thing to do. It's not going to leave any residue, or it shouldn't if you have a good quality product, and this is just something to the grocery store and it doesn't leave any residue on it, so I don't expect that to happen to you. If it's like a black shirt, you might get a little of the white from the dryer sheet on there, so then just dust it off afterwards. It doesn't stick on really hard or anything like that. But if it's more of a moderate scent on it, what I would suggest that you do is that you take the dryer sheet after you pat it down like this. You just put it in here like this, and you take a bag and you just put everything in there together. Actually, we'll just take the shirt in. Put it in like that. We'll take our dryer sheet, just put it there. So kind of how it looks. Got our dryer sheet right here in the bag, okay? And then just take your bag and just do a little, just knot it up. Just take it like this. You can put a tie around it, or you could just go like this and just put a little knot on it. Leave a little air in there, leave a little space, and just shake it up. Just shake it up a bit. And what this is gonna do is it's just gonna make the dryer sheet move all around the bag and move all around the shirt. And it's just gonna cover it up a bit. There you go, it's gonna cover up all those areas. And then, remember, you've closed it up, so you've sealed it up. So you've kind of trapped the scent in there. And just sit it aside for 10 minutes or so. And just go do something else. Make dinner, take the dog for a walk, whatever you want to do. Come back 10 minutes later or longer, doesn't matter. And what's happening during that time, you know, it's almost like you're cooking. You're basically marinating it. You're marinating your shirt in that scent. So after 10 minutes have gone by, let's pretend we're watching one of those videos where it says 10 minutes later on the bottom. So 10 minutes later come and you take it off, take it out. And now your shirt is gonna smell nice and fresh without having washed it and without having put it through the dryer. And it's gonna smell just like you did those things. You're gonna have a happy buyer who's gonna receive this item, and you're gonna be thankful that you didn't wind up damaging your product or saturating it with a smell that people probably aren't going to like when they get it in the mail. So this is the best solution that I know of and that I use myself when dealing with this situation. So if this is helpful to you, I would appreciate if you hit that like button, and if you are not a subscriber, that you subscribe to the Primetime Treasure YouTube channel. There should be a little treasure chest that pops up there at some point. Make sure you hit that, or hit the subscribe button somewhere on the page. If you have other strategies or techniques that you use or that you have to deal with this situation, please drop that comment down below. Or if you wind up using what you learned from here to help yourself when you got a shirt and you're in this kind of situation, drop that down below as well. I like to know that these videos are helping people. And lastly, if you want additional help and additional tips, you are seriously missing out if you have not joined the Facebook Reselling Resource Center. That is my Facebook group that I have down with the link to it down below in the description section. There's tips and tricks and videos and links that are posted throughout the day dedicated to reselling, and I hope you come by and join. It's really fast and easy. Just hit a join request, submit a join request, and if everything looks okay with your profile, I let you in almost instantly. So I hope to see you there. I hope you enjoyed this video, and keep coming back for more. Thanks, everyone.